So welcome. I'm Beverly Capper, and as the BSN Program Director at Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing, it is my privilege to welcome you to the Stethoscope Ceremony of 2021 for the BSN students in the class of 2025. So welcome. Before we begin, a little bit of instructions. I want to remind you, please silence your cell phones. We are also providing the service today via live stream for your family and friends to participate and join. And there will be a recording available within the next couple of weeks that they will be able to share and have you join in and share that with them. For students, what we'd like you to do is following the presentation of our guest speakers, you will proceed up the rows and go up the center row, follow around. And when you get in front of the podium here, you'll pause for a minute. Michelle Hayes, the first year advisor, you will hand your name card to her. And as she reads your name, then you'll proceed across the front to pick up your stethoscope, go up the following ramp, and return to your seat. Once you're in your seats and everybody has received their stethoscope, we'll do a reciting of a pledge and complete our ceremony for you. Following the ceremony, you're invited to an ice cream social, and that will be presented outside here in the Winter Garden. And we wanted to thank Edwin Mays, who is from the first year experience office, for that opportunity for you. So as I begin, I again want to welcome our family and friends who are joining us remotely. And we are delighted that you are able to join us as well and participate in this momentum occasion. So for BSN students, welcome again. We are so delighted to be here. And over the past few weeks, you have experienced many first-time things in your campus life, the first classroom, the first lab, and now you're about to enter another first experience, and that experience is going into the healthcare setting, and most importantly, into the profession of nursing. The stethoscope represents an extension, a connection between you and the patient. You will learn to listen to, talk with, and provide excellent patient care to those that are in need of your compassionate, loving, warm smile, a tender touch, and nursing care. So today represents yet another first, and that is your stethoscope, your first stethoscope. And you will take that into practice with you as you begin your clinical day next week. So study hard, learn, enjoy being a student nurse. You will experience new things that will impact and be memorable the rest of your life. And you will also make an impression upon those that you are caring for to make a difference as a student nurse and a future professional nurse. So welcome and congratulations. It's my privilege now to introduce Dean Carol Muesel. Dean Muesel is actually a double alumni from Case Western Reserve University, a distinguished researcher, and also the Edwin J. and Louise Mellon Professor of Nursing. She has been a member of the FPB faculty since 1994 and named Dean of the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing in July of 2019. Dean Muesel earned her Master's of Science of Nursing and PhD in Nursing, completing a postdoctoral fellowship in geriatric mental health nursing here at Case Western Reserve University. She also earned a Bachelor of Science degree at the University of Cincinnati. It's my privilege to welcome and introduce you to Dean Muesel.
Thank you, Dr. Capper. And I think after that lengthy introduction, it probably is frightening to all of you who are just starting your college career about what could potentially lie ahead. But anyhow, welcome to the class of 2025 and to your stethoscope ceremony. I spoke with you all a couple weeks ago. You were wearing jeans and t-shirts and cutoffs, flip-flops, and here you are today, all looking like nurses, and we're thrilled that you are here. Receiving your first stethoscope is a big event in your life. And this is the moment when your college experience does actually diverge from that of your peers. Your classroom will include your community here, hospitals, and people that you meet in Cleveland, Ohio. As you learn and grow at Case Western Reserve, you will have the opportunity to impact the lives of patients and their families through your care, your study, and your clinical rotations. Starting clinicals is an exciting time in your career, and the stethoscope ceremony is a way to remind you of that connection and the responsibility that you have to your community in providing care. As you provide care, tread lightly and respectively and with purpose in this unique learning environment. You all are part of a legacy of the Frances Payne Bolton School of Nursing. Frances Payne Bolton was one of the most influential healthcare reformers in the United States in the last century. She was an advocate, a congresswoman, and a philanthropist. Frances Payne Bolton worked to ensure that all people were treated with dignity. She said nurses were essential to providing that dignity. She said, a nurse brings light and easement, intelligence and understanding to where there was darkness. Congratulations on your successful first few weeks here on campus. You've demonstrated you are ready to take this next step in your nursing careers. So enjoy today and the rest of the semester in the classroom, at the bedside, and do take time to play and grow. Good luck.
Hello, my name is Dr. Lorraine Gaikowski, and I am a faculty member here at the School of Nursing. I teach students in their pediatric nursing course as well as community health nursing, and I'm one of the first-year advisors. So I specifically wanted to talk about the stethoscope ceremony, the meaning behind the stethoscope ceremony. As a nurse educator, I view this afternoon as a rite of passage because it formalizes an educational milestone for you. It's the start of your nursing clinicals, as you've heard. Anthropologists in the early 20th century studied ways in which people from different cultures supported a community member when they transitioned into a new role. So think of a spouse going through a marriage ceremony. Social scientists recognize the potential, the profound benefit of assembling for celebrations and rituals. Traditions evolved around these celebrations, and we refer to them as rites of passage. Being a person who loves celebrations, I said, this is what I want to talk about. Why do we celebrate? But during a rite of passage, an individual is at the threshold between two different states of being, which is kind of where you all are now. You've experienced many changes, as Dr. Capper said, relocating, beginning college, becoming a nursing student, and these are departures from your previous roles. You're at the threshold between two different states of being. It's a very exciting time, but there is uncertainty, but you're thinking about all the vast possibilities. But I wanted to specifically focus on three aspects or three elements of a rite of passage, and they are, one, that they mark an important point in a person's life journey. Secondly, they showcase the strengths of the culture that you're entering, and they offer the new and old communities to witness this change and also to provide support for you. So the first element in terms of marking a life transition, it was a lot of work for you to get through all the requirements from background checks and getting your BLS, certification, and all the immunizations, and finally you're ready to get your first patient assignment. And I remember a professor from Nursing 115 said it to me so beautifully, and I jotted it down, and I said, I'm going to share this. But she said, receiving the stethoscope is a symbol of the new student's acceptance of their responsibility to safeguard their patient's life. This is worth celebrating, and we want you to remember this special day. So the second element is that you're celebrating a new culture through ritual and tradition. So nursing is becoming part of your culture. The values that unite nurses are caring, integrity, and human dignity. In today's ceremony, you'll be hearing ritual actions, words, and we chose some symbols that represent nursing values. So you can see the lamp, which is a replica of Florence Nightingale's lamp in the Crimean War, and that is former Dean Joyce Fitzpatrick's lamp, and I believe it's from Turkey, which is near Crimea. And you know that the lamp symbolizes light, knowledge, enlightenment. There's flowers here, and flowers always have represented love and life and caring. There's a plate from the first School of Nursing, Lakeside School of Nursing, and part of nursing is our history. And you really are becoming part of the history. And your stethoscope, of course, which symbolizes clinical competence. So remember that as a student nurse, you'll incorporate these cultural values, and you're becoming a part of our living nursing tradition. And the final element I wanted to discuss was giving witness and support. So to parents and friends that are watching, you're witnessing these students step forward this afternoon, and you're acknowledging that they're evolving and maturing. And then in terms of support, as you've heard the other speakers say, the whole FPB community, faculty, alumni, the upperclassmen are all here, and they stand with you in support. You're important to us, to all of us, and you're important to the world that you will serve. We all know that your journey will be challenging, but we've got your back. You can count on us. We know that you're capable. We know that your goal of becoming a nurse is worth it, so welcome. In conclusion, my hope is that this ceremony has touched your memory to mark a transitional point in your life story. I hope that your friends and family who are witnessing this rite of passage see you in a new way. Finally, I hope you feel a deep sense of belonging and support during and after today's ceremony. So thank you all.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you all in person, finally, and welcome you to the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing. So my name is Megan Rodriguez, and I am the president of Case Western's Undergraduate Student Nurses Association. First and foremost, though, I am a third-year nursing student from Indianapolis, Indiana, and a fun fact about me is that I love Taylor Swift. So now that my inner orientation leader has had some time to shine, I want to tell you guys about how excited I am for all that you will be experiencing and learning over the next 4 years. For some of you, clinical rotations will be the first time you step into a hospital serving in a nursing role. It was for me, and I obviously had no idea what to expect. I'm definitely not here to spoil it for you, though. You'll have to see next week when you get there. But what I want to tell you is to prepare for a jam-packed few years full of new experiences, lifelong friendships, late nights and even earlier mornings, and most of all, priceless knowledge. 2020 was the year of the nurse, which I will never stop reminding people of. And 2020 was also a year that I grew an even richer appreciation for our future profession. I currently am located on G62, a medical ICU in the Cleveland Clinic for my critical care rotations. COVID-19 patients ebb and flow throughout the MICUs at the clinic, but I have to say, I've met some of the most deeply compassionate, patient, and devoted nurses on this unit. Despite all they've been through during this pandemic and all that's yet to come, their empathy is awe-inspiring, and their care for human life is something that I will carry with me throughout my career and beyond. My biggest wish for you all is to become nurses like the ones you will meet during your rotations. Learn from their wisdom, their skill, their kindness. Remember the nurses who go out of their way to teach you about a heart rhythm, who grab you to show you a cool procedure, or who show you how to change a bed faster. Remember the patients who tell you about their families, who smile and nod when you ask to do your assessments, and who trust you with their care. During one of my clinical rotations, my second year, a patient kept referring to me as Nurse Megan. I would smile and laugh, as the sound of that was really funny as a student nurse who felt like I knew nothing compared to actual nurses. But when I got home that day, I took a moment to think about how special it was to be someone's nurse. The patient called me Nurse Megan because he viewed me as someone who was going to take care of him, who was going to respect him, and help him in a time of need. I think about that a lot. I hope that soon you all get to experience the gift of feeling a patient's gratitude. I know this all sounds a bit nostalgic and kind of sappy, but these moments really, really matter. They're moments that you'll carry with you forever. So savor your time here, because soon you'll be halfway through wondering where all the time went, like I am. But thank you so much for being here, and I wish you all the best of luck. Feel free to stop by anytime, say hi, introduce yourself to me. I'd love to know all of your fun facts as well. Thank you. And I do have a quick announcement about USNA. Today is the last day that you can sign up to be paired with an upperclassman mentor, so please do that. We've sent out some of that information. It's a really, really great experience. Thank you.
Good afternoon, guys. I feel like I'm in the Pope Mobile in this thing. My name is Jim Dela Cruz, and I'm a proud class 2019 graduate of your Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing. First, I would like to thank Professor Gaikowski for asking me to speak with you all. This is truly such an honor to be a part of your special day, as well as to be in the presence of so many faculty who not only played such an important role in my career, but my life as well. A little about myself: I currently work in the Rainbow Babies and Children's Float Pool, and before that at Akron Children's Hospital as a staff nurse. My road towards nursing and to the school were somewhat unexpected. I never knew a nurse growing up, had no family members that had ever worked in healthcare, and I actually had my mom apply to CASE for me without my knowledge because my high school college counselor said that given my underperforming grades, it would be a waste of my time to do so. One thing I did know, however, was that I wanted to live a life where I could dedicate myself caring for others, never wear a suit to work, and have every day be a little different than the next. I guess nursing just fit right into what I wanted to get out of this life. I was fortunate for the school to take a chance on a guy like myself, who didn't necessarily numerically fit who they usually admit into such an esteemed institution. However, I viewed every day I was on this campus as a blessing and a gift, an opportunity for which I am forever eternally grateful. Having it only been a few years, it really does feel like yesterday that I walked across the stage at the Wolstein Research Building to accept my bright pink stethoscope, filled with the same excitement and anticipation I see on your faces today. I'm immensely proud of each and every one of you for making it here to this point, for it is in itself a massive accomplishment. Given all that I'm sure you've already achieved, I'm even more proud of you all for dedicating yourself and your lives to what I believe to be the most worthy calling, helping and serving others. I assure you, you will remember this day and this feeling at your graduation ceremony, your NCLEX passage, and the first time you get to write your name beside the RN on the patient room whiteboard. And this is where it all starts. As I'm sure you've heard by now, this program is not easy. There will be days where you may question if this is the right path for yourself. But in these moments, I challenge each and every one of you to remember back to this feeling of excitement and passion, and never forget why you started this journey or whom you've started it for. Being a nursing student at this school is such a different experience from almost everyone else on this campus. The early morning walks to UH or the health line, the late nights studying at the library, and of course parading around in the dreaded all-white uniforms. However, I believe you will quickly realize a higher sense of maturity and responsibility that will separate you from your outer major friends. In your first clinical year, you will do things, see things, and meet patients that will change your life. You are now a member of the healthcare team, and even as a first-year student, you have the ability to change and positively impact these patients' lives. Maybe not yet with medicine, but with compassion and empathy. For the art of what makes an amazing nurse is not all drips and dressing changes, but most of the time simply pulling up a chair and listening. With sometimes what can be such a heavy responsibility, please not forget that you are a college student first. Far too many people go through these 4 years with blinders on, only focusing on the goal of adding those 2 letters after their name, and miss out on the friendships, experiences, successes, and failures that make these short 4 years the best of your life. Put down the textbooks on a Friday night, go out to dinner with your friends, go apple picking on a Sunday afternoon. I promise you, when you reminisce on your college experience, you will always remember the nights of the Jolly Scholar more than any in KSL. Don't be afraid to try new things. Open your minds to different areas of practice, clubs, activities, and even careers. College, if nothing else, is a time for experimenting, learning, and discovering things about yourself that can only be realized by stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks. It is exhilarating and a little nerve-wracking to see such a large number of you. I believe my graduating class was less than 50, barely filling up half the classroom of good old NOA 290 lecture hall, with its charm of no windows and leaky ceilings, which I presume your faculty miss so much. With even such an excitingly large number, I challenge each of you to get to know each member of this class, making this cohort of 140 a strong and united group, helping those who are down up, and celebrating the successes of each other. I guarantee you within this group, there will be roommates, lifelong friends, and maybe even a lifelong partner. Truly make this place a family, because this profession and school are exactly that. Class of 2025, I'm so proud of you and so excited for the journey for which you are undertaking. FPB holds such a special place in my heart, and I know it will for you as well. This is where I grew up, made some of my best friends, fell in love, and became the caregiver and man I am today. Everyone in this room and those watching at home want you to succeed and make your dream of saving, transforming, and bettering lives a reality. You are not going through this alone, and I'm so excited to see the people and nurses you all will become. Put best by my favorite American poet, Ralph Waldo Emerson, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. That is the meaning of success. Thank you for all allowing me to be a part of this wonderful and special occasion, and on behalf of all FPB alumni, congratulations to the class 2025.
Thank you, Jim. And I have to say how proud we are of you, being an alum of Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing and all you've accomplished. We're so proud of you, and I know you make a difference in lives every day. Thank you. Okay, now we will hear from our guest speaker, Dr. Melissa Klein. Melissa Klein is the Senior Vice President of Patient Care Services and Chief Nursing Officer at the Metro Health Service System, leading over 2,000 nurses and nursing personnel. Sorry, it's a little hard. She began her nursing career at Metro Health as a clinical nurse on the progressive cardiac care unit and then the surgical ICU. She has held many leadership roles, including assistant nurse manager, director, and associate chief nursing officer. She has served as CNO since 2016 as Senior Vice President of Patient Care Services that oversees hospital operations with an administrative partner and the hospital medicine service line with the chair of medicine. Melissa is an assistant professor and the Joanne Zlotnick-Glick Professor of Community Health Nursing at Case Western Reserve University, Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing. She has also been an executive at residence at Cleveland State University School of Nursing in the Doctor of Nursing program. Dr. Klein received her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the University of Akron and her Master's of Science from Walden University. She completed her Doctor of Nursing Practice program at Chamberlain College and is a board-certified nurse executive. We welcome Dr. Klein and can come up. So, Thank you.
Thank you for the kind introduction. I'm very pleased to be here to welcome the class of 2025 and into our illustrious nursing profession. I'm not a professional speaker, and so I feel especially nervous after hearing Jim and Megan's speech. I hope mine will stand up to it. When I was asked to address you, I thought, why me? Was everyone else on vacation? Was I the backup plan? But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, why not me? I have a passion for nursing and the care that we provide. Every day since I agreed to speak, I've stressed over what profound words I could possibly say to all of you. What could I say that would stick with you? Because I would like to say something today to help you be successful and take excellent care of yourself and your patients. I thought about how my story started, and it probably started similarly to many of yours. I wanted to make a difference in the lives of others. I discovered this great quote by Mandy Hale: to make a difference in someone's life, you don't have to be brilliant, rich, beautiful, or perfect. You just have to care. By beginning nursing school, you're making a lifelong commitment to care. Through your academic journey, you will do this and support the mission of Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing and provide care to our local and global communities. You'll be empowered to continue the standards of excellence in research, education, and practice that you learn over the next few years. That sounds a bit intimidating, but also motivating. Take it one person and one moment at a time. All of us here and those watching on live stream know you will spend numerous hours in class studying for exams, completing assignments, developing care plans, mapping a patient's disease process, identifying social determinants affecting health, and then many more hours in clinical rotations trying to put it all together. Today marks one of the first steps in becoming a nurse. As nurses, you will be joining the ranks of the most trusted profession. According to the most recent Gallup poll, the American public has ranked nurses as the professionals with the highest honesty and ethical standards. Nurses have topped this poll in all but 1 year since they were added in 1999. The exception is 2001, when firefighters were measured on a one-time basis shortly after 9/11. A few years ago, the then president of the American Nurses Association, Pam Cipriano, is quoted as saying, "Every day, millions of nurses are on the front lines in the fight to improve the health of all Americans. Whether nurses are by the bedside or in the boardroom, we continue to be a trusted resource and a vital part of our nation's healthcare system." This poll reflects the trust the public has in us, and we'll continue to work hard to keep that trust. Congratulations on starting your journey to become a part of this elite group. The founder of nursing, Florence Nightingale, in her notes on nursing, compared what she discovered as best practices in nursing. And looking at those best practices, many are still applicable today, and pretty much the same basics. Nightingale once said, "Were there none who were discontented with what they have, the world would never reach anything better." Think about that for a moment. With that in mind, be aware that healthcare is an ever-changing field in which the flexibility you will hone through your experiences and education at FPB will be challenged. You'll be prepared to meet these challenges by the solid foundation that you build here. As we face challenges like the aging population, decreases in reimbursement, pay for performance, and changes in healthcare policy, you will be on the cutting edge and will witness a time in the healthcare industry like no other. Your education here will arm you with scientific knowledge, behaviors of care, respect, and professionalism that will be the pillars of which you live and practice. The passion and skills to provide competent, caring, and personalized care that will be instilled in you here will distinguish you from your peers. As students entering the profession of nursing, you will bring with you the most innovative and evidence-based knowledge. Not only will you be learning, but you will be sharing that knowledge in your new environment. As you do this, I'd like to share some tips that I've learned along the way. Number one, never feel too comfortable and always look for something to learn. When I began my career at Metro Health, I was a nurse for about 6 months. I worked someplace else just for that short period of time. When I joined my progressive cardiac care unit, the nurses that worked there were a varied group. Some were newer, some were somewhat experienced, and some were very experienced. I had some experience, but not much, and definitely not with some of the open heart patients that we saw every day on our unit. They came to us after they were extubated and came out of the ICU, but they still had a lot of chest tubes and wires everywhere. It was kind of scary and quite a awakening for me when I realized during those first few days out of orientation that I was the nurse and I needed to explain all of those tubes, drains, new medications, incision care to my patients and their families. In my early practice, I often reflected what my wonderful preceptor had told me throughout orientation. Never feel comfortable, always look for something to learn each day or night. As I'm sure some of you realize, you will be working some night shifts. I think that nurses must have a healthy balance of many feelings, which include a little bit of fear. I'm sure you're all feeling that right now and as you start your school or your education here. I didn't want to be full of fear, though. I wanted to be full of knowledge so I could safely care for my patients. But the more experienced I became, I learned to harness the fear for good. I think to be a strong nurse, we must have a little fear when starting each shift. We never know what that next 8, 10, or 12 hours will hold, so we have to be prepared, and that little bit of fear keeps our critical thinking skills active. When I talk to new nurses in orientation, I often remind them never to be too comfortable. I advise them that when they are too comfortable or thinking they're becoming too comfortable, it's time to challenge themselves. This could be taking on a new role, moving to a new practice area, preparing for and taking a certification exam, or returning to school. The list is endless, and you probably get the picture. About a year after I started on the cardiac unit, I put in for a transfer to the surgical and trauma ICU. At the time, the unit was in the bowels of the hospital on the ground floor. It was the unit to work on. It was open heart straight from the OR, the level 1 traumas, blood and guts, and saving lives every day. I was told by my friends on the floor that I was leaving that I wasn't going to make it. It would be too hard. The nurses weren't nice to newcomers, but I put on a brave face and I transferred. I was scared to death, but I knew I could do it if I came with a positive attitude, asked questions, and accepted and acted upon feedback from the nurses there. Luckily, I was paired with an awesome preceptor. His name was Jason, and he had been a nurse for only a couple years like me, and he'd actually only been in this unit for about a year, and I was the first person that he precepted. I was very fortunate because I was able to prove myself and earn the respect and trust of this tight group of nurses, but it wasn't without the help of him. He took me under his wing and tried to teach me everything he knew, and if he didn't know the answer, he would find it. It was a rough 8 weeks of orientation, not just trying to get through all of that, but with the homework he would give me every night at the end of our shift, and he brought me articles and books and would quiz me on the material every couple days. So school did not end when I got out of school. Each day, he would ask me how I was feeling, not how I was doing, but specifically how I was feeling. And I always answered that I was great and ready to go with whatever assignment we had for the day. One day I finally asked him, "Do I always look sick or tired to you? Because you always ask me how I feel." He laughed and said, "No, that's not why he asked. He wanted to make sure that I was taking care of myself, my whole self, because being a nurse, and especially a new or newer one, can be very trying physically, emotionally, and spiritually." He let me know that I was important as a patient, and I had to take care of myself in order to provide care to others and bring my best self each day to my patients. So that's my second piece of advice to you today. Take care of yourself and your whole self. If you aren't healthy and well, then you can't be all you need to be for anyone else, your patients, your family, or your significant other. I learned so many nursing things from Jason, but from how to really talk with a patient or their loved ones during a critical situation and comfort them during devastating situations, to a few dressing care tricks, titrating vasopressors, sedations, pain medicine, and handling projectile vomit. How I love nursing. But the most important thing Jason taught me was to care about myself in order to continue caring for others. Care is what will distinguish you from others. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people forget what you said, people forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And I think that's a great quote that applies to every nurse in our profession. It's not always the medicines that we pass, the dressings that we change, but it's how we make patients and their families feel. Fast forward a few more years than I'd like to admit, and here I am, the Chief Nursing Officer at the Metro Health System, the job that I didn't realize was my dream job. I never set out to have this job. I never thought I wanted to leave the bedside. But now it's my personal and professional goal to touch as many nurses, experienced or new grads, no matter where I meet them. I like being a change agent, a collaborator, a teacher, and a mentor, and a leader that encourages and supports our nurses to be the best they can be to provide exceptional care to our patients. So why do I share this with you? Because I'm positive that you will be prepared here to be the best nurse you can be and provide exceptional care. Ending with a quote from Florence Nightingale, "Let us never consider ourselves as finished nurses. We must be learning all of our lives." Congratulations as you start your journey, and I wish you much success. If there's anything that I can do to help you during your journey, please feel free to reach out. You can always get in touch with me via my email. It's CNO for Chief Nursing Officer, cno@metrohealth.org, and I look forward to seeing all that you accomplish. Thank you.
Lillian Adams. Susanna An. Abigail Alvarado. Isabella Alvarez Harris. Hannah Bake. Kai Bartle. Susanna Birch. Madison Blanchard. Avril Bong. Kine Bowie. Dylan Boardman. Caroline Casey. Caroline Chang. Jana Cook. Catherine Choi. Andrew Choi. Carrie Chang. Jocelyn Chen. Bill Chen. Belinda Chen. Lindsay Eckstein. Bernice Eads. Miranda Dollar. Charlotte Depot. Molly Curley. Clarissa Como. Amelia DeBase. Kylie Hatton. John Tyler Hartley. Giovanna Grau. Lauren Gondek. Sasha Gartenbush. Is it Isaiah Kobe? Ezekobe. Brittany Ezekobe. You just go straight over here. Lene Harrison. Oh. James Ennis, that's it right? Nula Hines. Rihanna Herta. Brandon Wang. There we go. Samantha Hopper. May Hopkins. Audrey Hoffman. Sally Kim. Lauren Kim. Min Sung Kang. Elizabeth Jang. Lindsay James. Dana Izaguirre. Quaylin Lamar. Jadelle LaFuente. Helen Kwan. Atia Kuihan. Amelia Konikis. Joshua Coe. Sion Kim. Oh, yeah. Nicole LeBlanc. Aaron Lee. Anseo Lee. Jaden Lee. Gloria Lee. Sarah Lee. Is it Lay? Grace Lay. Alyssa LePage. Peyton Levekis. Vicky Leon. Elizabeth Lim. Rachel Lim. Kristen Lynn. Jennifer Lindsay. Audrey Louie. Stephen Liu. Rachel McDaniel. Jordan Macias. Kayla Manigault. Kirsten Marcy. Anashuka Marcos. That's it, right? Oh, come here. Correct me. Anushka Marcos. Rachel Min. Daniel Moon. William Moran. Zavinka Neri. Jada Oliver. Katrina Oshman. Noel Pacheco. Sorry. Kyle Paloma. May Pan. David Park. Jenny Park. Yijin Park. Kerrigan Peoples. Catherine Perez. Vanny Perez. Ivy Fan. Christina Piacek. Oh, wait, no, High Tech. Just butchered the name, sorry. Yomari Polanco. Natasha Puritsky. Aaron Quinlan. Eden Rainbolt. Moira Rhyme Chisel, sorry. Valeria Rivera. Lauren Roming. Tell me your last name. Rue, okay. Rebecca Rue. Soyan Ryu. Anjali Sangavi. Angelica Segura. Michael Shee. Sen Shiba. Janice Shee. Aaron Shimojo. Liv Shore. Emma Schumacher. Claire Siekman. Addie Sitlinger, sorry. Can't read today. Ethan Slocum. Audrey Smallman. Anna Smith. Camille Smith. Hannah Sun. Cassie Stewart. Oops, sorry. Grace Baca. Rowan Verhollen. I'll mess it up. Ani Villarubia. Emma Wall. Erica Wang. Jasmine Wang. Vera Wang. Cindy Nguyen. Kelly Wong. And then it's Christina Sue. Brooke Yanai. Is it though? Okay. Alex Yao. Hannah Yim. Yashan Zhao. Jennifer Jung. Ining Lee. Okay. Ining Lee. And Cynthia Mahoza. Is that everybody? Also, if you don't like the color of your stethoscope, you can swap it with someone later.
Congratulations to everyone. I'm Kathy Money, and I'm going to lead you in our last part of our ceremony, which is the Nightingale Pledge. If you guys would like to stand up, would be good. Everyone together, I solemnly promise before all present to live my life honorably and morally and to practice my nursing profession faithfully. I will never intentionally harm anyone in my care and will work hard to practice nursing safely. I will never take or knowingly administer any harmful drug or therapy. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession. By active engagement, a commitment to caring, continuing education, and mentorship of new nurses and nursing students. I will keep all health and personal information of patients and families confidential as I practice my calling. And I will work collaboratively and respectfully with all healthcare providers and devote myself to the welfare of those in my care. Congratulations. Should I just say the reception? So congratulations again. You can depart the room and there'll be ice cream courtesy of First Year Experience in the Winter Garden. Thank you.